This is a 1958 Chrysler Windsor. The Windsor was Chrysler's cheapest model in 1958. This particular car was bought new at Wilson Motor Company in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. It lived in New Mexico for most of its life until going to Kansas and eventually here to North Carolina to my place. Big fins, you can already see that. Let's take a closer look at the different features and options and little details this 58 Chrysler Windsor has. First thing everyone wants to know, what's under the hood? What you're looking at is a 354 cubic inch Polysphere V8. Chrysler gave it the Spitfire moniker, which you can see there on the valve covers. This particular car is equipped with power steering. There's the power steering pump, as well as power brakes. This here is the booster. This is your vacuum reservoir tank. And you're probably wondering what the heck that is. If you're not familiar with late 50s or early 60s Chrysler products, you've maybe never seen one of these. That's actually the booster, and it does work kind of like an accordion. This actually will go back and forth. I won't go into too much technical detail on it, but that's what that is in case you were wondering. This particular car was equipped with an under-dash air conditioning unit, aftermarket install, has been updated with a modern sanding compressor, and it does work great and is ice cold. That back there on the firewall is the heater box and the blower motor. The heater core is actually right inside there. Nothing too crazy under the hood of this, your basic American V8 setup. This bag over here is your windshield washer bag. They call it a MoPar Jiffy Jet. I'll take the bag off so you can see the design of it. And that's where you put your windshield washer fluid. This side mount air cleaner is a silence type, which is why it's so big. I just think it's kind of neat looking, mounted off to the side there. The windshield washer is operated by a foot pump. They're mounted on the firewall. It actually runs through a hose to the center of the hood. So your windshield washer fluid squirts out of these jets here mounted on the hood. And strangely enough, the body tag on this car is mounted on the hood. And actually this hood ornament was an option, and it's pretty rare. Kind of looks like an eagle or something like that. You don't really see them on these cars too often. Grill badge. And a New Mexico vanity plate on the front, which has probably been on the car its whole life. This car did have full wheel covers. And you can see it's got very plain side trim. It was the cheapest model after all. Interesting enough, this car also has a sway bar. You can see it there. And the radio antenna. You can see the unique bumper bolts there. And those are the park lot turn signals. This does have a remote mirror, which I'll show you here in a second. An old New Mexico inspection sticker that somebody tried slicing off for some reason. Chrysler's also one of the first to have pull handles. You know, most everyone else had the push button. Even Chrysler went to the push button. But as you can imagine, most cars eventually came to the pull handle. Original door panel. The Mylar insert. You can see the fabric pattern. There's one of those Kanoko spot checks. You see them for other gas station companies too. And the vehicle identification number. is right there on the post. You can see the crown detail on the sill plate and the seat adjuster there in chrome. And the seats are actually original with the exception of the insert. You can see the crown there on the center. The insert was replaced at some point. It would have originally looked like this. You see the big steering wheel in really great shape. These steering wheels of any late 50s car are known to just crack and crumble in the sun. This one obviously had been kept indoors because it's in such good shape. And the Chrysler emblem with the crown motif again. You can see this knob down here that says mirror. And when you turn this knob, it'll actually move the mirror. You can see it rotating. So you can adjust it inside the car. Now the gauges and layout on this thing really reminds me of like an airplane or something. A huge speedometer. There in the center would have been where a clock would have been if you had ordered it. And you have actual gauges for fuel, oil, temp, and amps. And your high beam indicators right there. The little red light there. Got your light switch marked with an L. Wipers here with the W. And over here you have your blower for your heater. And ignition switch, of course. Now this car does have a factory AM radio. And it has an aftermarket Frigid King under dash air conditioning unit, which does work. And another detail, power brake cars had power brake on the brake pedal. For the heater, you know, you turn this over to on, and then the lever goes all the way over, and this says warmer, so the further over the lever, the warmer it is. And here is your hidden ashtray, which I've not looked in yet. There's the cigarette lighter. And comes with vintage used cigarettes. Chrysler emblem. There's a map light under there. And you got your cup holders, which are only good for those little tiny cups, maybe at a drive-in or something. By today's standards, your big gulp ain't going to fit. So, I know, pretty useless. And if you're going down the road, yeah, it's not going to do you much good. But if you're sitting and eating somewhere, and back in the day you'd have a normal size cup, maybe that tall, works good for that. Always like hidden things like that. You wouldn't know that was an ashtray. To start this car is a little different from other cars, even MoPars of the same era. Turn the switch on. The neutral push button also says start. So you just push that. Push button start. The little red light down there is the brake warning light. It's on when the parking brake's on. When you release it, the light goes off. Pull it out, light on. Now the way this air conditioner works, that's your temperature. Further over, the colder it is. You got low, medium, high. Nice and cold. These vents will turn and rotate, so you can have them blow whichever way you want. But man, this does cool really well. Especially if we got it on high, it's just blowing. Feels good. Not many of these 50s cars have air conditioning, so when they do, it's actually quite nice. This car also has the original Chrysler keys. Got the lions on one side, the Chrysler C and crowns on the other. Locked. Unlocked. Again, we can see the crowns again. They really like the crowns. Probably wondering what this is though. That's actually how you lock the back doors. You push it down to lock. Up, unlocked. And as you can see, the back seat is original except for the insert. Got the crown back here too. And most importantly, ashtray, which is quite stuck it seems. And, oh, there we go. Well, it's been open at least since the 50s because there's a Doritos bag in there. I'll just leave that in there for the next guy. Headliner is in great shape. This car is equipped with dome light plungers on the back doors. So when you open the back door, push this in. When you open the back door, dome light comes on. You didn't really see that on the cheaper models unless you ordered it. And the package tray is in pretty good shape. All in all, car's in really good shape. Fuel door. Got the Windsor nameplate there. And the original dealer sticker. On this 1958 Chrysler, when the trunk is unlocked, you just can push the button in. And that'll open it up. And this car has the original Chrysler trunk mat, which is very rare to find in one piece. You can see it says Chrysler there. These all disintegrated. This one's actually still nice and soft. It's rubber. And we got all our trunk liner panels. Previous owner put air shocks on the car and drilled through the trunk mat to put the Schrader valve. I probably wouldn't have done that, but it's already there, so I'm not going to touch it. Spare tire is old. It's a Goodyear G7814 Power Streak 2. I'm not sure if that's like 70s. I'm guessing 70s. Never been on the ground. Still has a sticker on the tread over there. White wall still has the blue protective coating on it. I don't know if it'll come off now. Oh, and this car also has a trunk light, which normally when you open it, the light would come on automatically. But this one's been rewired to have a switch, which can be handy if you don't want the light coming on all the time. Now, to drive this thing, you got your push button control. The far left is an R for obviously reverse, neutral, drive, and then you got second and first. So, push your brake in, you release the parking brake, push R, now we're in reverse. drive is D. That simple. Push a button and go is what they would say in the advertising. This is equipped with a Torqueflite 3-speed automatic transmission. And turn signals. This power steering is really easy to use. This car drives really nice. Power brakes work excellent. And everything works. Neutral, park and brake on. Well, I hope you enjoyed your tour of this 1958 Chrysler Windsor. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and we'll see you on the next one.